Hello friends. Anger is a universal emotion and it generates different types of feelings like irritability, frustration, bitterness, resentment, impatience, jealousy, fury, and the list continues. Most of the time we justify our getting angry in one or the other way. However, it's not good for our physical and mental health. Therefore, we need to learn to manage anger in the long run through some of the techniques. Today, we will discuss those strategies and techniques which can help manage our anger in the long run. So, first strategy is identification of trigger. So, first step is identification of trigger points which make us angry. This will help us to better cope with angry emotions, step away from the triggering situation, and see what is right, what is not. If someone has developed a pattern of losing his or her temper, it's important for him or her to reflect on what sets off their anger. Waiting in long queues, being stuck in traffic, encountering sarcastic remarks, or feeling excessively tired are some common triggers that can make someone more irritable. While it's not productive to point fingers at others for one's inability to stay calm, recognizing these triggers can be beneficial. This awareness allows for better planning, such as adjusting daily routines to better cope with the stress. I share with you a real-life example. There was a person who was facing problem of anger with his kids, as whenever he used to return home, he used to see his kids watching TV or mobile, which is really not good. So when he used to restrict them to watch TV or mobile, kids would not listen to him, which used to make him angry. So sometimes he would resort to beating his children, but to no avail. It was hurting both the sides. It was hurting the relationship too. So he decided to consult someone and decided to identify his trigger. So he consulted someone for his anger and he identified the trigger. And then what he did, he started preparing mentally as to what steps he would take after reaching home. After reaching home, before entering inside home, he used to remind himself that he will control his anger and make a better approach to talk to his kids and try to handle them well. So he decided to hug kids after reaching home and talk to them calmly, sitting with them, spending time with them. He was doing all this planning since he left his office. So he thought, even after this, if kids say something which I do not like, then I will firmly say them rather than going out of control with anger. So he used to practice it daily on the way to home and used to implement it after reaching home. Gradually, the changes in his behavior led to changes in behavior of kids as well, and they started listening to him. So it's very important for us to identify our trigger points and work on them by planning our expression before. Second is using relaxation techniques. A significant way to control our anger is to intentionally induce ourselves to a state of calmness by doing meditation and relaxation. This can help in addressing the physical symptoms of anger. We can use different relaxation techniques such as progressive muscle relaxation. Progressive muscle relaxation or PMR is a form of therapy that involves tightening and relaxing your muscle groups one at a time in a specific pattern. The goal is to release tension from our muscles while helping us recognize what that tension feels like. When practiced regularly, this technique may help us manage the physical effects of stress and anger. Research has already proved its therapeutic benefits for conditions like high BP, migraine, and sleep issues, which could be an outcome of anger. Next is meditation. Meditation is the formal practice of concentrating one's attention on something. It boosts our awareness and we can recognize physical changes in our body as a result of anger. Regular practice of meditation can help us make less reactionary. Meditation directly disrupts body stress response allowing us to remain calm and emotionally sound. When a strong emotion such as anger triggers this fight or flight reaction, a person's entire system becomes aroused and agitated. Meditation can heal anger on multiple levels as it addresses the underlying thoughts, feelings, and physiological responses that fuel it. By reducing these cognitive, emotional, physical reactions, meditation relaxes us thoroughly. Regularly practicing meditation can help release frustration, rumination, and aggression, offering us a healthy outlet for our anger. Next is visualization. Visualization is another powerful tool for managing anger and regaining control over reactions. By engaging these senses in visualizations, we can create a more immersive and effective experience. Visualization is the use of mental imagery such as a place of serenity and comfort like a beach or a garden, and then gradually bringing our attention from one object to another. So practicing visualization exercises regularly can help improve anger management skills. Next is Yog Nidra. Yog Nidra or yogic sleep is a deep relaxation technique that takes the practitioner into a state of conscious sleep where the body is completely relaxed, yet the mind remains awake and alert. The practitioner is led through a sequence of verbal instructions, incorporating a series of breath-body awareness techniques. Unlike meditation, which requires focusing on a single point, Yog Nidra facilitates deep relaxation by withdrawing the senses internally. I have also given an audio on Yog Nidra for all of you to practice. Next is breathing exercise. Breathing is one of the most important things to be looked after. It's important to know that at the change of every emotion, our breathing also undergoes a change or vice versa. When we get angry, our breathing becomes irritated and chaotic. When you are angry, just watch the change in your breath. You would be surprised to know that if you change your breath to exactly what it was when you were angry, anger would arise in you immediately. If breathing is perfect, every emotion falls into line. Therefore, regularly practicing pranayama helps a lot in having control over our temper. Research also shows that specific breathing techniques, exercises, or deep breathing can reduce stress and anger significantly. Mastering breathing techniques such as deep breathing can help us in maintaining calm in any adverse situation. So it's important for us to do pranayama every day. Next is doing yoga or physical exercise. Yoga or physical exercise can be a wonderful daily treatment to release feelings generated by anger. If we find ourselves getting angry often, yoga will be able to help us a lot. In a study conducted by Academy of Family Physicians of India in 2021, yoga can improve our ability to regulate and process emotions, which is the key when it comes to anger management. In other words, yoga can provide us with the skills we need to calm down in the moment while improving our ability to manage anger in the long term. Practicing yoga regularly will go a long way towards helping us manage our anger in the long term. Next strategy is identify possible solutions. Instead of dwelling on what caused anger, concentrate on addressing the current problem. Does a messy room belonging to your child trigger frustration? Simply close the door. Is your partner consistently late for a dinner? Consider rescheduling meals for later or agree to dine separately occasionally. Acknowledge that certain circumstances are beyond our influence. Strive to maintain a realistic perspective on what we can and cannot change. Remember that anger is unlikely to resolve anything and could potentially aggravate the situation also. Therefore, the best way is to accept things we cannot change. Look, there is no problem in this world for which solution is not available. It is just for us to see. I would like to quote here, आँखों में आंसू भी है, मुस्कान भी है, धागे में गांठें भी हैं, संतान भी है। हर सिक्के के होते हैं दो पहलू हमेशा, जीवन में समस्याएं भी हैं, समाधान भी है। So friends, if there are problems, there are solutions too. So look for the solutions rather than brooding over the issue. Next strategy is do not hold a grudge. Do not hold a grudge. Forgive the person. Forgiveness is a very powerful tool for our interpersonal relationships. Forgiveness is like a lubricant which smooths our relationship and gives us strength. Allowing anger and other negative emotions to overpower positive ones could lead to being consumed by bitterness or feeling of injustice. So extending forgiveness to someone who has caused anger may foster mutual learning and strengthen the relationships. Therefore, forgive and forget. Remember, to err is human, to forgive divine. I would like to quote here, मैंने अपनी ज़िंदगी को यूँ आसान कर लिया, कुछ लोगों से माफ़ी मांग ली और कुछ को माफ़ कर दिया. So by forgiving, we make our lives simpler. Next strategy is talk through feelings. When we share our problems with a close friend, we feel very light. If there is a person who listens to us empathetically, then discussing problems or emotions with him or her could be very beneficial and could help us in a number of ways. When confiding in a friend, focus on finding solutions or easing anger rather than solely venting out. We should consider diverting the conversation away from the source of anger. Next strategy is focus on the facts. Angry thoughts contribute to escalation of anger. Dwelling on statements such as this traffic jam is intolerable and will ruin everything, it would heighten our frustration levels. Instead, focus on the factual statements like traffic jams are inevitable with millions of cars on the road daily. Concentrating on facts devoid of exaggerated distortions helps in maintaining a sense of calm. So repeating phrases such as I am okay, stay calm can help overcome angry feelings and thoughts. Next strategy is engage in a hobby or spend time with nature. Develop a hobby and pursue it in one's free time. Bring nature into your everyday life. Spend time with plants and indulge in gardening. This can reduce stress or anger and help you feel more relaxed. Take short breaks for oneself during weekends after throughout stressful periods of the week. It can also enhance our readiness to manage upcoming tasks and help mitigating feelings of irritation or anger. Next is cognitive restructuring. Cognitive restructuring means changing the way we think. When we are angry, we distort the facts by over-exaggeration. So try replacing negative thoughts with more positive ones. For example, instead of telling yourself, it's terrible, it's awful, everything is ruined, tell yourself, it's understandable that I'm upset about it, but it's not the end of the world, and getting angry is not going to fix it anyhow. So as part of cognitive restructuring, angry individuals should recognize their tendency towards high demands and reframe their expectations as part of their cognitive restructuring. Expressing preferences with I would like is more constructive than demanding language like I must have. Cognitive restructuring also means changing the story in our mind, as we run many stories in our mind. We should change them and see them from a different perspective or angle. Let me share one example with you. There was a person from whom I heard this story. This story is about his own life. So this person used to drop his son to school while going to his office daily. One day, while he was driving his car with his son sitting next to him, on the turning he saw an auto rickshaw standing in front of the car and people were getting inside the auto, and it took some time for people to get into the auto, and this gentleman started getting angry as he was running late for the office. So he started shouting at the auto person, and then finally when people got inside the auto rickshaw left. After some time, his son says calmly that whatever money this auto rickshaw will get from this ride, It can happen that he will be able to feed one time's meal to his kid from this earned money. Why do we get angry on them? After listening to this, the gentleman got tears in his eyes, and when we get angry, we need to transform this anger into compassion. When we keep patience and show compassion, it makes us a better human being. It's important to remember that getting angry won't solve anything, it might even make things worse. Next is live in present. We should always live in present, and we should not bother about past or future. Never ruminate over your past. Rather than ruminating over the past and spoiling your present, learn from it. Just analyze and correct mistakes instead of beating yourself up. So let bygones be gone forever. Just have faith in power of now, because unborn tomorrow and dead yesterday, why fret about them if today be sweet? It's not wise to brood over the past. Our anger, anxieties and worries, these are basically fears, and we are anxious, apprehensive and worried about the future. Note down your fears one by one and then ask one simple question. Is it really so? When we do so, we will find that it is simply our perception and problem is not that big as it seems. Last strategy is be grateful and contented. We should always be grateful for whatever we have. This will make us contented and will help us being in the state of happiness. A person who is contented will have inner happiness and will never feel dissatisfied, frustrated and angry. If the mind is calm and composed, clarity improves and thereby a person becomes more aware of the forces which brings about disturbances in his or her moods. In this way, mentally, we become better equipped to deal with any situation. With a tranquil mind, we will remain unperturbed in the difficult or adverse moments and won't lose our temper. Make and read different affirmations every day, like come what may, I am going to be happy today. Come what may, I am going to enjoy the day. These affirmations will condition our mind to be in a state of calmness. Moreover, there are some uncontrollable factors in life which should leave on the grace of God. Don't prejudge the climax. Let the final curtain be lifted by God. Let time be the deciding factor. It's better to leave certain things on the universal power, because in the universal scheme of things, He knows better what is good for us. We just need to focus on doing our right karma and be grateful for whatever we have in our life. Focus on positives rather than thinking negative about our situation. So I would like to quote here, सोच बदलें तो सितारे बदल जाते हैं, नज़र बदलें तो नज़ारे बदल जाते हैं, कश्ती बदलने से कुछ नहीं होगा, दिशा बदलें तो किनारे बदल जाते हैं, किनारे बदल जाते हैं. So we need to change our direction, we need to change our perception, and we will see that this world is a very beautiful place to live in. So friends, in this video I have discussed strategies to manage anger, as mismanaged anger is destructive for us. To conclude, we should not give anger a chance to turn into a killer. We should kill it before it kills us. Thank you.